Okay, weird question. You ever notice how waiting for something makes time basically stop? Like, you're waiting for a package. They said between 2 and 4. You check the clock. 2:15. Feels like you've been waiting forever. Check again. 2:16. 1 minute. But then you're watching a show you actually like, and suddenly 3 episodes are gone and it's been 2 hours. Same brain, same day. Time feels completely different. So what's going on? Turns out, it's not just you're bored. There's actual brain stuff happening that changes how fast time moves for you. Your brain doesn't have a clock. First thing, your brain doesn't track time like a clock does. There's no timer in your head counting seconds. Instead, your brain measures time by counting experiences, I guess. There's this chemical called dopamine. You've heard of it. Rewards, pleasure, all that. But it does something else. Every time something new happens, your brain releases dopamine and creates a mental bookmark. More bookmarks equals more stuff happened, equals time feels longer. So when you're playing a video game, there's constantly new stuff. New level, you died, you won, whatever. Bookmark, bookmark, bookmark. Your brain's like, okay, a lot happened. But when you're waiting, nothing's happening. No bookmarks. So when you look back, your brain's like, did time even pass? Except it did, just felt like it didn't. The watched pot is real. You know that saying, a watched pot never boils. That's not just a saying. It's neuroscience. There's this part of your brain called the anterior insula. It tracks duration. When you're actively monitoring time, staring at a clock, waiting for a text, whatever, it goes into overdrive. And the harder it works, the more you feel time passing. It's like pain. The more you focus on it, the worse it gets. Perfect example, microwaves. Stand there watching your food spin? Those 60 seconds feel like forever. Walk away. Come back when it beeps? Feels instant. Same 60 seconds. One drags, one flies. That's why waiting rooms have magazines. Airports have TVs everywhere. They're trying to trick your brain into not monitoring time. Why years fly by now? Remember being a kid and summer vacation felt endless. Now you're an adult and entire years just vanish? There's a reason. When you're 10, 1 year is 10% of your entire life. That's huge. When you're 40, 1 year is 2.5%. It's nothing. So each year feels shorter because it is shorter relative to how long you've been alive. But there's more. When you're a kid, everything's new. First bike ride, first beach trip, first everything. Constant bookmarks. As an adult, your commute's the same. Grocery store's the same. Same foods, same people. Less novelty equals fewer bookmarks equals time speeds up. I drove to work last week and genuinely couldn't remember the drive. Not because I was distracted, I just did it on autopilot. My brain didn't bother recording it, but last month I took a road trip somewhere new. That drive felt long because everything was new. Same amount of time, completely different experience. Time slows down when you're scared. This one's wild. People in car accidents say time slows down. Everything goes slow motion. A researcher, David Eagleman, I think, wanted to test if that's real or just memory playing tricks. He had people free fall off a tower into a net while falling. They wore a device that flashed numbers too fast to normally read. If time actually slowed down, they'd be able to read them. They couldn't, so time doesn't actually slow. But when he asked how long the fall felt, everyone said way longer than it was. I've experienced this. Deer jumped in front of my car once, slammed the brakes, swerved, probably lasted 2 seconds. But I swear it felt like I had all the time in the world. Like I had this whole internal conversation. Brake, turn left, don't overcorrect. Check the dash cam later. Over in a blink. But in my memory, slow motion. Eagleman's theory, when you're terrified, your brain records everything, every tiny detail. So when you remember it later, it's so packed with detail, it feels like it must have taken longer. Your brain edits time. Here's what messes with me. Your brain doesn't even experience time in real time. It edits how long things felt after they happen. There was a study where people watched a boring video, then an exciting one. Then they were asked how long the first one felt. The exciting video made them remember the boring one as shorter. Your brain rewrites your experience based on what happens next. Happened to me at a concert. Opening band played. Felt like forever. Then the main act killed it. Later I told someone, yeah, the opener played maybe 10 minutes. Checked the set list, 45 minutes. My brain compressed that time because what came after was better. Kind of freaks me out. So why does waiting suck? When you're waiting, everything's working against you. Nothing new happening. No bookmarks. You're monitoring time. Clock watching makes it worse. You're bored or anxious, hyper-aware of how you feel, and you're anticipating something, so you're not even fully present. Perfect storm for making time crawl, but you can actually use this. Next time you're waiting, DMV, delayed flight, whatever, don't check the time at all. Do something that actually requires attention, not just scrolling. Actually engage with something new. Won't make the wait disappear, but it makes it suck less, because time isn't really moving slower. It just feels that way. And your brain's just doing its best to make sense of a world that doesn't have a clock in it. Kind of weird when you think about it.